At almost 2 a.m. Eastern Time, Mr. Sanders took the stage out in Santa Monica, California, and delivered his own speech. Today, Sanders spent the morning and afternoon traveling home to his residence in Burlington, Vermont, to contemplate his political future. And tomorrow, he'll travel to Washington to meet with President Obama and Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid before holding a rally in Washington, D.C. that evening. Mark, there has been a lot of talk about Democratic disunity in this race and concerns that it might damage Clinton in the general election. But after losing so emphatically to Clinton in California and elsewhere last night, and now facing a lot of endorsements and other pressure, what do you think Sanders' options are now?
He's got much less of an ability to go forward than I thought he would. Not just because he lost in California, but his only Senate supporter, Jeff Merkley of Oregon, says basically the race is over. Right. You're seeing within his own camp a lot of people now sort of criticizing him and saying, you know, we have to unite the party. Lots of pressure is going to come from President Obama. Even Joe Biden, who publicly is suggesting Bernie Sanders needs room to make his decision. I think whatever he decides to do going forward, he is not going to be a threat to her in elite circles. Now, that doesn't mean his supporters are going to be on board with her right away. But the press focus on, can Hillary win him over? What will Bernie do? All these questions, I think that tamps down a lot, whatever he decides he wants to do.
Look, Senator Merkley saying that the race is over. It's not just important because he's saying it and because of who he is as Sanders' supporter, but his argument is impeccable. He basically says the person who has the majority of pledged delegates is our party's nominee. Hillary Clinton now has the majority of pledged delegates, as we knew she would, and she also has a huge popular vote margin. There is just no really intellectually justifiable reason for Sanders to claim that he should go on and try to flip superdelegates going forward, and I think that ultimately will wear him down. I also think the pressure, not just from all of the ambient pressure, President Obama, I understand, is really starting to lean in on Bernie Sanders. I think he did a little bit over the weekend, and I think he's going to do it a lot tomorrow in the White House and basically say, look, your leverage is not increasing. Your leverage is diminishing every day that you continue to hold out here.
I think the big question in terms of Hillary Clinton's selection of a running mate, the role she gives Sanders at the convention, the role that the issues that matter most to him and his supporters play in her campaign, those are big questions. They're big questions not only in terms of bringing his supporters on board, but to define what kind of presidency, what kind of candidacy she wants to have. Those remain to be worked out, but this is a much stronger hand she's got, as you just suggested, than she had 24 hours ago.
And Sanders got to decide, in terms of his options, what does he want now? He still can get some stuff, but, you know, I suggested yesterday on the show, I don't think he cares that much about the platform, despite, you know, some talk to that effect. But I do think he can get some nomination process changes, because Hillary Clinton, if she wins, she's not going to matter for her, and she's probably going to be willing to let him have some of those changes if he wants them.